Hi, welcome to Empowered Lab. My name is Michelle Thierret, the creator here at Empowered Yoga. I created Empowered Yoga out of a desire to take the ancient traditions and practices of yoga and Eastern philosophy and combine them with modern advancements in anatomy, physiology, psychology, and what I call holistic medicine, meaning nutrition, movement, and lifestyle practices, and remix all of these empowering tools and techniques into programs that are both modern and effective in today's world. At Empowered Yoga, we believe that the human body houses infinite potential, and it's through both movement and stillness of mind that you unleash this potential. My original intent behind creating the Empowered Lab was to become empowered through observation. The more we look at something, the closer we look at it, like putting it under a microscope, the deeper understanding we begin to develop around it and its nature. Another name for enlightenment could simply be awareness. Awareness really is the cornerstone of becoming empowered or ultimately transformation, because once we're aware of or can see what we are doing, so the ways we are being in the moment, then we can ultimately make intelligent decisions based on our goals or vision for ourselves, whether we want to keep going or maybe change directions. This is called choice. Through really paying attention and showing up in the moment, we have the ability to make these conscious choices so that our actions ultimately are in alignment with our intentions. The asanas, or the postures, are tools for observation. So the asanas can be compared to as the microscope in a lab. And what they allow us to do is observe ourselves. So the breath is our anchor in the postures to mindfulness. With every inhale, we create this conversation with the body. So the inhales can be a metaphor to what Patanjali referred to as stira, or the asana should have a component of steadiness to them. So in the inhales, I go inside. Where can I create more length in my body? More steadiness, maybe more strength. And then the exhales would correlate to what Patanjali referred to as sukha, or good space. So where am I unnecessarily restricting or tensing in my body? And can I let that go? And if I let that go, what becomes possible for me? The inhales can also be correlated with the sympathetic nervous system, and the exhales to the parasympathetic nervous system. So ultimately, with our inhales, it's that action of seeking, really digging deeper and stepping to the edge. But with the exhales, it's that constant balance of yielding, letting go, acceptance, radiating love. The power yoga sequences are not just intense physical exercise, but also a method of drawing us deeper into the innate wisdom of the body. You lose yourself and your conditioned way of living and relating with your body, because ultimately the relationship we have with our body is the relationship we have with the world around us. And we get lost in the ebb and flow. The mind begins to quiet down and you become fully absorbed in the moment. In the moment, there's no such thing as success or failure. There's just sensation and pure consciousness. Nothing to hold you back or force you forward. And your inhibitions and weaknesses ultimately become your strengths as they become your teacher and your guide during this process. Empowered yoga challenges the body physically in each of the asanas, the postures, allowing us to confront the obstacles and the barriers stored deep within our bodies. So the muscle and the connective tissue, and ultimately the barriers stored in our mind. In order to grow, we must be challenged. Awareness of the breath creates a deep focus and sensitivity in each of the postures, allowing us to work with the body and not against it. Because there's also a universal law that the harder we are in something, the faster it breaks down. So stepping to the edge in each of the postures with awareness and sensitivity allows us to both challenge ourselves so that we can grow, but be sensitive, accepting enough, and really listen to the body so that the process actually becomes really healing. Yoga is the art of creating space and stability, sukha and sthira, whether it's in your hamstrings, your heart, your mind, or your life. That's the power of yoga. Namaste. Allow yourself to come to your comfortable seat, Sukhasana. Take the pelvis and slightly shift it forward, maybe moving the sitting bones back. And as we allow the tailbone to root down into the floor, let the crown of the head elongate upwards towards the sky, creating length and space along the spine. Allow the lumbar, the low back, to naturally arch a little. And then see if you can firm up the pelvic floor and the low belly just to support the low back. As your eyes close, tuck your chin slightly into your chest, giving yourselves an opportunity to transition inwards. Begin to focus on the fields of sensation within your body. Moving your awareness to your breath. Without changing the breath, simply observe the natural flow into and out of your body. And where is your mind? As you focus on the breath, you'll start to notice how the mind may be a little bit active, random and chaotic, pulling you around from one place to the next, hijacking you like a plastic bag in the wind. It's a perfectly natural and normal process. See if you can just simply observe that tendency in the mind and understand that if it's like that right now, that's most likely how it is through the entire day. And because we become or manifest ultimately what we think of most of the time, this neural Darwinism, the brain actually grows in response of our thoughts. Whatever we're paying attention to most of the time is ultimately where we're spending our unconscious loyalty and energy. So the idea in yoga is to shift your focus instead onto your breath, using a tool called ujjayi breathing, creating that gentle constriction through the back of the throat. This breath becomes really deep and deliberate. It's the deliberateness of the breath that ultimately requires your attention. And as we start to pay more attention to the body, you'll also begin to notice that the body speaks. Throughout the day, we become so preoccupied and distracted, we've just forgotten how to listen. Using the ujjayi breathing to guide us into and out of each of the postures today and throughout the practice, this process allows us to maintain alignment or integrity between our intentions, our goals, why are we actually doing this, and our actions and reactions. What are we actually doing? Bring your hands to your heart center. Allow your chin to bow into your chest. Take this time now to create an intention for your practice today. Again, why are you here? Begin to really breathe into your intention. And then see if you can feel. Feelings are part of the emotional body, the energetic body. See if you can really feel that intention. Who we are being now is also who we are becoming. And create that marriage between your breath and your intention. Marriage is that commitment through health, sickness, good times and bad times, till death do you part. So that commitment, that integrity, to really stay aligned to your purpose. Opening your eyes. Take a great big inhale. Interlace the fingers, but stretch the palms upwards towards the ceiling. Slide the shoulders down your back. Firming up the low belly, maybe looking upwards through the eyes. Inhale, lengthen to stretch the spine. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Warming up with cat-cow. On your inhale, tip your tailbone upwards, gaze upwards towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, pressing into the palms, the chin comes into the chest. Again, inhale, the tailbone lifts, moving through an anterior tip of the pelvis, gaze upwards. And then as you exhale, rounding that mid-back, pull the low belly up and in, tuck the chin into the chest. Again, inhale, massaging the spine, looking up, nice and gently. And then as you exhale, tucking under. Motion is lotion for the spine. Let's do one more time. Inhale, looking up. This time as you exhale, spin your feet over to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Warming into the side body. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, come back to the center. This time as you exhale, without shifting the weight too much, extend your right leg back. Reach your left fingertips forward. Coming more into the stability piece, pulling up on the low belly. Think of really lengthening the waist like a telescope. Cinching through the waistline, strong through the legs. One more breath. Exhale, return your hand and your knee to the floor. Other side, inhale, extend the left leg up and back. And then as you exhale, reach your right fingertips forward. Think of a tug of war between your fingers and your toes. The core muscles are engaging or strengthening to create the stability around the center of the body, the axis. Take one more breath here. Exhale, return the hand and knee to the floor. Anytime we weight bear into our shoulders, it's important to create stability. So our hips were clearly, and our legs were clearly made to stand in. We've got a pelvis there that creates this really strong structure. So let's see if we can create a pelvis in the back or in the shoulder joint. Take a great big inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is the action of the muscle called the rhomboids between the shoulders. And then as you exhale, pull the shoulder blades apart. So we're moving the shoulder blades into the armpits. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, pull the shoulder blades apart. One more time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. At the same time, exhale, push into the floor. This does is it creates the stability here. Slowly on your inhale now, step both feet back so you're in a plank position. Maintaining that stability, rock forward onto the very tips of your toes. Imagine externally rotating in your upper arm. Squeeze the thighs, pull the low belly up and in, gaze forward, sternum forward, and then as you exhale, lower all the way down onto the floor. Flatten your feet, Inward rotate your thighs. And on your inhale, cinch through the waist, come up just into a baby cobra. On cobra pose, work the shoulders back, the belly firm, and those legs strong. Exhale, move down. Waking up the low back muscles, inhale, pressing up. So a little bit of the gluteal fibers working into the erector spinal group as well. Exhale, come down. Maybe this time a little bit higher. Inhale, lift up. Keeping the chin tucked until the very end. Exhale, come back down. Let's do that one more time. Take a great big inhale. This time come up as high as you're comfortable. Getting up into the upper and mid back right behind the chest. From here, tuck your toes under. Firm up your thighs. Exhale. See if you can lift your belly to hover off the floor. This is called Chaturanga or low plank. Hold here. Find that stability in the shoulders, shine your sternum forward. And then inhale if you can, pulling the hips through for upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes under for downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, if you need to soften the knees, allow the tailbone to slope up nice and high. The crown of the head lengthens down into the floor. Again, with both your inhale and exhale, find the balance, create that conversation, seeking and yielding, strengthening, becoming more stable, but softening and letting go. You're gazing forward to your hands, take a great big inhale, step or jump your feet to the top of the mat, and exhale, fold yourself around. Maybe take the feet just a little bit wider than the hips, allow the knees to soften and the entire torso to just break down over your legs and into your chest. If you'd like, you can grab opposite elbow with opposite hand in front of you or maybe behind the knees. The body isn't quite yet warm, so our goal here is to jam or to go as deep as possible. Again, it's to simply start to practice this objective observation. Beginning that conversation with the body, practicing, developing the art of listening. And anywhere you're feeling sensation, move the breath there. Coming back to your intention. From here, release the arms, bring the hands underneath the knees on the shins. And on your inhale, come through halfway lift position. Now in halfway lift, suck the upper arm bones back into your shoulders. Pull that low belly up and in. Get really strong through the legs so the thighs internally rotate but the feet wipe apart. Those of you that want something a little bit spicier, extend your arms up or fingertips forward. We'll take one more breath here, really turning on the core. And then as you exhale, take your hands this time to the inner thighs. Inhale again through your cat-cow, arching through the pelvis. And then as you exhale, round, tuck under. And then slowly on the inhale, standing up nice and tall. Bringing the feet together, standing in attention at the top of your mat. As the pace begins to pick up, as we start to become more challenged, which inevitably that's the direction life is going, see if you can maintain the commitment to your intentions. Again, that's integrity and alignment. On your inhale, stretch your arms nice and high, warming up with sun salute A. As you exhale, dive forward over your legs. Tuck your chin into your chest. On your inhale, come through your halfway lift position. And as you exhale, step the feet back into high plank. We'll stay here. Take an inhale to set up the shoulders. Move the sternum forward. And then as you exhale, keep the low belly strong. Either come all the way down or halfway. Inhale through upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Take one more breath here. Gaze into your thumbs. You might want to take the feet halfway in for those of you working on floating forward. Inhale, bend your knees, get really low, and then leading with the pelvis. Exhale, float the feet forward. Halfway lift on the inhale, and then as you exhale, fold. Tuck the chin. Inhale, strong through the core, elongate, reach up. Exhale, hands come to your heart center. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. Same exhale, either low or with strength to hover or all the way. Inhale through your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath here. If you find it helpful, with your inhale, bend your elbows a little, and then as you exhale, wrap the elbows underneath you, working the arms straight. It's that external rotation piece of the upper arm bones and the shoulder socket, but also drawing the arms down into the shoulders, the shoulder blades slide down the back. Gaze into your fingers. Inhale if you need to, step the feet halfway. And then as you exhale, leading with the pelvis, come forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, bring the hands down. Moving with the body is an innate wisdom. It's called intuition. Inhale, flow. Exhale, dive. Tap the chin. Inhale, head up, set your core. Exhale, the strength of the core lower to the floor. Inhale through upward dog or cobra, massaging the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. So sometimes we get really brainy into the thinking model of the postures, the specific alignment cues, and that's great, it's effective, and it serves a purpose. But again, finding that balance with the feeling model. What can you actually feel? What feels good? What feels right? What feels safe? And again, I think that has to do with that balance, the spira, the seeking, the yielding, the searching, the letting go. Gaze to the thumbs. Inhale, bending the knees. Exhale, float the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, reset at the top of the mat. Coming back to your intentions, feeling the effect of the sun salutation gaze. We'll take it into a more dynamic sequence of sun salutations. I call them sun salute Z. Take a great big inhale, bend the knees, stretch the arms nice and high, starting in Utkatasana. Now as you exhale, shift the weight into your right foot, lift your left knee to hover. Imagine your pelvis like a bucket of water filled to the brim. Keep it steady. Option to take the hands to the hip bones if you need, and then next exhale, step back slowly into a modified lunge. Inhale, pulling with your right leg, stand up like you're moving through jello. And then as you exhale, slowly step back. Be mindful of the movements. Again, the arms can be up. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, slowly stepping back. Looks like you're on a balance board. Inhale, standing up. Option to straighten the leg. Exhale, step it back. Let's do one more. Inhale, standing up. Hold steady here. Exhale, extend the left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee, lift it up. Exhale, extend the leg. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, bend the knee, lift it higher. Exhale, extend the left leg. Option, right hand to left knee or right hand to the foot. Exhale, twist through the core. The work of the oblique muscles is to create the rotation. Shift the gaze if you need to. One more breath. Slowly on the inhale, coming back to the center. Reach the hands high, flip the palms inside out. And then as you exhale, come forward. Start to lean forward like you're pressing the wall in front of you down and the wall behind you away through the foot. As you exhale, look down to the floor, fold, drop your head. From here, inhale, halfway lift. Crawl your fingertips forward so you can get your palms flat. And then as you exhale, either a little hop or take a great big inhale, move the shoulders over the wrists as you pop yourself up. Holding here. And then whenever you're ready, coming down into your low lunge position. Press away through the left heel, plant the left fingertips or palm, and as you exhale, twist the right fingertips up. And square to the hips, another exhale, so you can twist back and forward. Inhale, look down to the floor, plant your right palm. As you exhale, step the right leg back. Inhale, slide your left foot to your right foot, option to put the right knee down here as well. And then as you exhale, tip yourself sideways. Use the left hand for support, or inhale, stretch the left hand. Nice and high, Shavasana, side arm balance. Keep pushing down into the floor, slightly externally rotate. Strong through the core, one more breath. Keep the feet where they are, inhale, look down. Exhale, bring your left hand to the ground, shine your heart forward. Inhale up to the toes. Exhale over to the other side, twisting through the waistline. Inhale back to the toes. If you need to, put your knees on the ground, otherwise exhale with a strong core, lower down onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers, move your nose over your fingertips, come high onto your toes. Tuck the tail slightly, pull up and in on the low belly, breathe. Softly with the knees and then hip bones down onto the floor. Flatten the feet, split the arms apart for Sphinx. Take a great big inhale here, lift both legs up. As you exhale, arms hover off the floor, warming up the back body. Breathe. 3, turning as many back muscles on as possible. 2, and 1. Inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Other side, same side. Inhale, lift the right leg up. As you exhale, bad dog, dancing dog, round the right knee through, push into the palms, turning on the core. Inhale, do it again, lift the right leg. This time as you exhale, maybe you want to create a little twist, right knee to left armpit. Inhale, right leg comes up and back. Finally, see if you want, exhale, same, or create the twist. Rolling to the edge of the right foot. Left foot, grab the right foot with the left hand. One more breath. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, softly lunge the right foot between your thumbs. Stay on the ball of the left. Inhale, moving with your breath, reach the arms up nice and high, high lunge. Exhale, come forward, dancing warrior. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, come forward. Strong core, inhale, arms up. Exhale, come forward. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, arms come forward. Bring the left knee to meet the right knee. And then shoot your left leg straight back. Exhale. Lift the hands higher than the shoulders, strong through the core. Look down to the floor. Maybe you go slow, maybe you dive. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, slowly fold in half, standing splits. Wrap your right hand behind your right leg and pull gently. Keep reaching through the left foot, option to stay here, or inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, rocking the shoulders forward over top of the wrists. Wrap in, and then whenever you're ready, hopping up, or pressing up to hold. Slowly lower down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, bend your knees coming into chair. Exhale, standing tall at the top of the other side. Inhale, bend the knees, arms come up. Balancing into the left leg. Inhale, nice and strong, lift your right leg up. Exhale, curl the knee in, you can use your hands to the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, gently step back, high lunge. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, going either all the way back or maybe you only step halfway back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, stay focused on what you do with your body to move. Inhale, come up. Exhale, step back. Working on the deep stabilizers of the pelvis. Inhale, come up. Exhale, step back. And these stabilizers are a large part of the integrity of the core. Good, now bring that right knee into your chest. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, straighten the leg. One more time, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, straighten your leg. Option to grab the knee or the right foot with the left hand. Inhale, push the foot into hand, retract the shoulder. And then exhale, if you can, twisting your right arm back. Take one more breath here. Slowly looking forward. Inhale, push the wall down in front of you, flat palms. Exhale, flip it through. Maybe you stop here, you don't bring the toes on the floor, or maybe you keep going all the way, possibly parallel to the floor. Eventually making your way hands down onto the floor. Either stay here, imagine moving the shoulders over top of the wrists, coming onto the ball of the left foot, and pushing, pushing, pushing to lift those little hops. Otherwise, if you like, take a great big inhale, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, lift it up. Whenever you're ready with control, stepping back into low lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine, press out through the right heel. And then as you exhale, twist the left hand high. Inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, look down to the floor, bring the left hand down. Exhale, with integrity, step back into a high plank position. This time, either left knee to the ground or inhale, slide your right foot over. And then as you exhale, square your feet. Push down into the outside edge of that left foot. Lift the left hip for side arm balance. Any variation you choose, hold here. Slowly leave your feet where they are. Inhale, right hand goes down, pull the chest forward. Exhale onto the toes. Inhale and exhale, windshield right through your feet the other way. Inhale to the center. Exhale, slowly come down onto your forearms for plank. 3 breaths here. Again, cinch through the waist, pull the face over the hands, come high onto your toes, tuck the tail. Inhale, drop your hips, flatten the feet for Sphinx. And then as you exhale, lift your legs to hover, just subtle. From here, inhale, stretch both fingers forward, both arms forward, moving into the back side of the body. Turning them on for one more breath, inhale, lift. And as you exhale, slowly come down. Keeping them flat or tucking the toes, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up nice and high. Exhale, slowly draw your left knee through to your chest, round your back. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Either keep drawing it through the center or exhale, bring it through and twist. Finally, third option, inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, bring it through, either hold here, twist, or straighten your left leg, grabbing your left foot. Push. Inhale with control, lift the left leg up. Exhale, slowly lunge it through. Inhale, set it up in your high lunge, high on the ball of your right foot. Exhale, come forward. You can even bend the right knee here, that allows you more control over the pelvis. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, coming forward, long spine, strong Strap your right knee to your left. Straighten your left leg, kick your right heel back. Warrior 3. Like an airplane, lift your wings. And then whenever you're ready, take it down to the floor, halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, fold forward, drop your head. Option if you'd like to grab the back of the left leg, pull it a little. Lift up through that right heel. Either stay here or inhale, halfway lift, crawl the fingertips forward. One more hop up to handstand. Come high onto the ball of your left foot. Glue your left knee to your chest. And then as you exhale, pop up or press and hold. Inhale, feet together, step together, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, standing at the top of your mat. Coming back to your breath. Feeling the effects of that last sequence. Preparing for the standing sequence, opening the eyes. Inhale, interlace your fingers, push your palms out, stretching the wrists like we did at the beginning of the class. Really elongate through the spine, slightly tuck your tail without overdoing it. But as you exhale, leave your left palm pressing up, clasp the left wrist with the right hand, and slowly exhale over to the right. Practicing that art of conversation. Every inhale, how's it going? What are you feeling? Remember the listening piece. And on your exhale, responding accordingly, either backing off or going deeper. One more breath. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, reach the arms up, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms up. As you exhale, grab a hold of the right wrist with the left hand, inhale. And then slowly on your exhale over to the left. Really breathing into the right side of your ribs, stretching the side body. The left side of your body is actually quite active to support you. One more breath here. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, bringing the hands down. From here, take a great big inhale. Bend your knees, coming into Utkatasana, or like a chair position. Now, as you exhale, come up high onto your toes. From your toes, move the knees forward. Reach your fingertips forward, slide your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to sit down onto your heels. Once you're down onto your heels, you can bring your hands to your heart center or stretch the hands up nice and high. Keep moving the knees forward, strengthening into the toe and the wrist joint. As you exhale, slowly straighten the legs, forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift, heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips. As you exhale, grab a hold of your big toes, bend your elbows, tuck your chin to forward fold. With every inhale, creating that length, stability, and strength along the spine. Every exhale, where can you soften, let go to move deeper? Halfway lift on your inhale. As you exhale, taking the hands, sliding them underneath the feet, toes up to the wrist crease. And then again, exhale, tuck the chin, forward fold. Maybe giving your wrist just a little bit of a massage here. Think of lifting up from the inner arch and broadening the back of your hip bones. From here, take a great big inhale. Once again, halfway lift. Bring the fingertips out in front of you, and as you exhale, heel toe the feet a little bit wider than your hips for Malasana Garland pose. You may need to turn the toes slightly out. As you exhale, straighten out the spine, sink the hips nice and low. Bring the hands to your heart center. Press the palms together to work the knees back and open, but also squeeze the knees onto the backs of your elbows, almost like a thigh master. Option to stay here working on the strength of the inner thighs and the strength of the chest, those two opposing forces. Otherwise, if you can, bring the palms down onto the floor. Step the toes back, coming up onto the toes, creating a shelf between your elbows and your shoulders for your shins or knees to rest as you press up into Bakasana, either one foot or both. From here, work to squeeze the knees together to straighten the arms, curling the bum to the heels to the bum. Find steadiness. And then either step or float the feet back, chaturanga. Inhale through upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, take a great big inhale, lift your right leg nice and high. As you exhale, lunge your right foot through your thumbs. Take your left foot, turn it flat. On your inhale, windmill yourself up into warrior two. Chest and hips square with the side wall. Think of moving your right knee back, externally rotating the right hip, and then internally rotating slightly into that back left leg. Again, warrior is that perfect pose, that balance between the future and the past, which puts us in the present. A lot of places in the body need to be engaged or turned on. That's that stability piece. However, notice how you react when you're challenged. Where are you unnecessarily resisting or fighting, suffering? Can you let it go? Extended side angle, either exhale, take the right forearm to right thigh or right hand to the floor. And then inhale, stretch your left hand over your head towards the top of the mat. Keep the legs very active. The tendency is to dump into the legs here. And then if you can, with the inhale, start to spin the left rib cage back. With control, inhale, come up nice and slow. Exhale for reverse, bring the left hand onto the left thigh or shin. Inhale, right hand goes straight up. And then exhale, lean back into it a little. Again, gently guiding that right knee down the center line of the right foot. Straightening the right leg here like you're pushing into a gas pedal without locking the knee. And then inhale, float the torso up. As you exhale, tipping from the pelvis, move the right hip bone or left hip bone back as you lean into the right. Dropping the right hand to the right shin, foot, or floor. Inhale, roll your left shoulder back first, and then exhale, extend the left fingertips to the ceiling. Work the legs, both pressing the heels away from one another, but squeezing the inner thighs internally. Lengthen the sides of the waist through the work of the core, and then open through the chest. From here, bring the left hand down to the left hip bone. Inhale, soften your right knee, bringing your right hand in front of your right foot. Inhale, draw the left heel to the right heel, and then exhale, kick the leg up for Ardha Chandrasana. Either stay here or option to lift the left hand really high. See if you can work the left leg slightly in front of you so you can get more of the abductor group involved. As you exhale, look down to the floor, both hands come down. Inhale, look up. You could do a little fancy handstand here if you wanted. Otherwise, exhale, allow your left foot to fall onto the floor, taking your left toes and lining them up more or less with the top corner of your mat. Maybe taking the right foot a little bit wider. Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend your right knee, and then as you exhale, tuck your chin. Now really use your hands like upward dog. Inhale, pull. And just like upward dog, lift the chest, traction the spine, and then exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift, pull. Exhale, come forward, maybe here you can either stay here or inhale, halfway lift, really elongate the spine. You can option to bend that right knee a little bit. And then as you exhale, coming into revolve triangle, either leave the left hand where it is or bring the left hand across to the outside of the right foot. Inhale, right hand to the small of the back, and then exhale, stretch up. Work the legs. The tendency is once we revolve is to lose that position, that integrity in the legs. Never sacrificing your integrity for the next best thing. Look to the floor, take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down on either side of your foot and inhale, step foot to foot. Now as you exhale, we'll bend the knees, squatting down. And then inhale, bring the hands to your heart center. And then as you exhale, twist the left elbow across the right knee. Either make a fist with your right hand to spin a little bit deeper, or option here to extend the left hand to the floor. The right hand comes up nice and high. From here, either stay here working the twist, or if you want, bring the hands down to the floor. And on your inhale, curl the heels to the bum for Parsvabhakasana. Other options from here, you can extend the right leg out to the side, the left leg back, or both legs come to the side. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet in the same place, which is a nice forward fold. Flowing through vinyasa, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float the feet back, lowering down nice and slow. Inhale through your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left-sided warrior series. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, lunge your left foot through your thumbs, turning the right foot flat. On the inhale, coming up into your warrior two on the left side. Stacking the shoulders over the hips. And lining the knee over the center of the foot. And again, really lifting up on that inner right arch so you stay strong into the right leg. Extended side angle. Inhale, take your left forearm to your left thigh or left hand to the floor. And then exhale, reach your right hand over your head. See if again you can keep that strength in those inner thighs so you're not collapsing into the hips. Core muscles also staying active here. Inhale, coming all the way back up with control. Exhale, drop the right hand down, stretch the left arm up. Square up your hip bones and shoulders with the side wall as you gently lean back to your own degree. Again, it's not about always going further into the poses, but finding where you feel that sensation, which requires that sensitivity, and then learning to work within that. Inhale, straighten your legs. As you exhale, start to tip your right hip back. You may want to step the right foot in a little, and that's fine. Keep reaching through the left side body, eventually dropping your left hand to left shin, foot, or floor. Inhale, move your right shoulder back, and then exhale, extend the right fingertips nice and high. Actively pushing down through the ball of your left foot. The left knee tracks straight up the left thigh. Preparing for Ardha Chandrasana, look down. Inhale, bend your left knee. Exhale, take your left hand about a foot in front of your left foot and slightly to the left. Inhale, slide your right leg in, and then exhale, kick it up. So we're strong through that right leg. If you're good there, slowly extend your right fingertips up, maybe looking up. Take one more breath here, inhale. Now slowly as you exhale, bring the right hand down, either pressing into a handstand or slowly step your right foot back. Take some time, inhale, heel toe that left foot out to the side. Turn your right toes to the front right edge corner of the mat. Bend your left knee and really move, so you can even take the left hand into the left hip crease, move the left hip back. Now inhale, traction with the strength of the upper body. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift, tipping the pelvis slightly, and then exhale, fold here. Again, option to stay here, or keeping your left hip moving back, your right leg strong. Inhale, halfway lift, taking your right hand to the outside of the left foot. Exhale, hand comes to the small of the back to twist. Or if you'd like, gently extending those left fingertips high for revolved triangle. Keep the same exact mechanics of the low body, and then adding the twist through the core, that left rib cage rolls back over the right. From here, look down to the floor. Inhale, the hands come down. Exhale, step foot to foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, bending the knees, coming down into your chair. And as you exhale, this time twisting the right elbow over to the left leg. Again, making a fist or stretching it out. Alternatively, if you want to work on side crow but can't seem to extend the arms out, you could come high onto the toes. Now we would be scooching the hips over to the right. Take the palms, flatten them out. So setting up the same way we set up Bakasana or Chaturanga. Get really strong through the shoulders and then twist the torso forward, maybe lifting one leg and then both. Hold here. And then we'll all meet in the same place. Exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach the hands high. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. From the top of the mat, take a great big inhale, lifting the right leg up nice and high, and as you exhale, stepping back, pivoting the toes so they're square. Bring the hands to the hip bones for Prasarita Pada Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the chest nice and high, and then as you exhale, folding forward, bringing the hands to the floor, fingers and toes in line. Take a great big inhale, halfway lift, again, tipping that pelvis forward, sit bones up. And then as you exhale, slowly walk the hands back between the legs. Really pushing down into the palms, squeeze the elbows back. Those of you that want to, you can touch the top of your head down onto the floor. Push into the palms, squeeze the elbows, the chest muscles engage a little in the serratus anterior. Lift the legs either to hover or come all the way up into a tripod headstand. From tripod headstand, bring the soles together, lower the knees, bring them as high up into your armpits as you can. Take a great big inhale, curl your sit bones down towards your feet, lifting the head for Bakasana. And then slowly lower back down, curl the hips up, knees come in. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, open the legs and slowly come down. Everybody together, inhale, halfway lift. From here, as you exhale, we'll pivot the right toes to the right top corner of the mat. And as you exhale, slowly sink down. Like a power skater, you can either leave the hands out in front of you, the left foot square, or those of you that want to for praying mantis, sit all the way down. Take your left heel up, toes towards the ceiling. Either hold here, bringing the hands down on the floor, work on spreading through the pelvis. Anybody that feels extra playful today, inhale, lift the hips, square the left foot. Exhale, take the right elbow and shoulder wrap it underneath the right leg. Either hold here or inhale, plant the right palm. Exhale, curl the right heel in towards you so you're strong through the leg. And then whenever you're ready, working to extend the right leg straight. Wherever you are, breathing deeply, working with the sensations the body is giving you, not your expectations or judgments. And then slowly coming down, release, hands to the center, pivot the right toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pivot the left toes out. The important thing is not the degree or the angle, but that the left knee moves down the center of the foot. So as you exhale, you can use your left hand to guide it, slowly sink down. Either keeping the hands on the floor, working here on strength and stability in the hips. Otherwise, exhale, sink down for praying mantis. You can bring the fingertips out in front of you, dropping your head here. Again, if you wanted, you could inhale, lift up, carefully square the right foot. Exhale, shift slightly forward, pivoting into the left toes. Or clasp the back of your left ankle, wrap your left shoulder underneath. Either stay here, you could also come down onto the right knee. Interlace the fingers and work from here, tucking your right toes under, bringing your left palm underneath, and working on Ekapada Kundinasana. Otherwise, again, same thing on the other side, curling the heel in, getting really stable, leveraging the length of the left hamstring, straightening the left leg. Slowly coming down, pivoting forward, toes facing the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift to hip bones. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, release. Inhale, open your arms up. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back, knuckles to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, slowly come forward, leading with a nice open chest. Tucking your chin into your chest. Allowing the arms, the chest to stretch open just for one more breath. From here, inhale, bring the hands back to the back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Taking both toes now, pivoting them out. Take a great big inhale. As you exhale, squat down to your own degree. Again, the knees lining up down the center of the feet. Bring the hands to the inner sides of the thighs and push the knees open. From here, we'll take a great big inhale, straightening your left arm, using that to push your left knee open more. Gaze over your bent right elbow so your right shoulder is not choking you out. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, same thing, other side. Really pressing your right arm straight as you gaze over the left elbow. And then inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, tucking the tail, lift the shoulders, hold here. Option to bring the hands to the heart center. And find those places where you can soften. An invigorating pose for sure. Inhale, stand all the way up, pivot your toes forward. As you exhale, open the arm, swan dive, grabbing the big toes or the ankles. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Getting a nice stretch up the backs of the legs. See if you can flare the back of the pelvis a little. Again, working to tip the tailbone up, actively lifting up through the balls of the feet, or the inner arch. From here on your inhale, we'll halfway lift. Plant your fingers on the floor. Walk the hands slightly forward. Push down into the floor. Bend the elbows, wrap the elbows back so we're really plugging into the shoulders here. And then inhale, come up onto the balls of your feet. And either stay here, imagining pushing down into the floor so much that the feet lift up. Holding. Maybe bringing them together for a handstand. And then slowly coming back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach the arms up. Exhale, turn the left toes to the top of the mat. Stepping foot to foot. Resetting at the top of the mat. Feeling the effects of the last sequence. Bringing your hands to your hip bones. Get really steady through the feet. Whenever you're ready, take a great big inhale. Lift the left knee into the chest. Either grab a hold of the left knee or the left big toes, or the stuff. Working the legs straight, but again, mindful of the integrity in both the shoulder and the hip joint. Just like the bus door, inhale, bend the left knee in, and then exhale, open it up to the side. Option to stretch through the right fingertips, maybe gaze softly over the right hand. On the inhale, bring it back to the center. As you exhale, take the hands to the hip bones. Inhale, bend your left knee, and then exhale, hook your left foot over the right knee. Bring the hands to the heart center for standing pigeon. Take a great big inhale, open the chest. And then as you exhale, squat down. Either hanging out up here, working the hips open, or if you can do so without collapsing the chest, bring the hands down onto the floor, maybe just the fingertips. See if you can sit the tailbone down as you lift the chest high. From here, eventually working the palms flat, coming onto the ball of your right foot. Getting your knee up high into your armpit there, and hooking your right foot over the arms, or your left foot over the arm. And then whenever you're ready, really strong through that right leg reaching up. Whenever you're ready, come out nice and slow. We never jump into the arm balances, always creeping in like a ninja. Inhale, come up. Exhale, standing at the top of the mat in one knee. Move slowly with integrity, really listening to the feedback the body's giving. Again, it becomes like that really invigorating or challenging conversation. But because we're really breathing into it and paying attention to the body's intuition and wisdom, it never becomes really panicky or forced. And so the sympathetic nervous system doesn't kick in, that fight or flight response where our muscles get really strong, but our brain gets really unintelligent. And we panic and make bad decisions. Like landing on your face instead of your feet. Balancing into the left foot this time. Take a great big inhale, hands to your hips. Remember that bucket of water, and as you exhale, lift your right knee into your chest. Grab a hold of the right knee with the right hand or the right big toe. And then as you exhale, either straighten the leg or not. More important than the straight leg, I feel, is the straight spine. Try both, determine for yourself. Ultimately, the practice of yoga is that refinement. Bending your knee, extend the leg out to the side, holding here. And then working the pelvis forward, stretch through the right foot and the left hand. Coming back to the center slowly, releasing your right foot, bend the right knee, inhale. Exhale, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Bring the hands to your heart center, so you tip the pelvis just slightly, but spine stays straight as you sit down. Either hanging out here, willing to do the work. It's the thing, we set goals sometimes, and we're so tied to the idea of doing something that we forget the process. And we often end up saying, oh, those weren't my intentions. So again, integrity is about really being in line. Slowly curl your left heel to your bum, extend the left leg up. Breathe. Maybe holding for one more breath, and then slowly coming down. Everybody comes up together, so we all finish in the same place. Exhale, standing at the top of your mat. Vinyasa, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming down onto the hands and knees for puppy pose, stretch the hands forward, dropping the chest. This is a strategic rest. Again, notice the rate of the heart, the sensations you feel in the body. Also a great opportunity here to open up the lats and the shoulders for either dolphin or Pincha Mayurasana, color of the peacock. On your inhale, crawling up onto the forearms. You can either have palms flat, if that allows you to really set up the shoulder joints. Again, we're more concerned about the shoulders than the hands. Or if you need to, the hands can come closer together. Just don't let your elbows splay out. Or you could also interlace the fingers. So choosing which of those variations works best for you. Again, push down into the elbows. Imagine squeezing the elbows together or wrapping the shoulder blades into the armpits. Gaze to the thumbs, and then as you exhale, tuck your toes under. The tendency is to drop the head, keep looking to the thumbs. So back here, if I try to press up, I'm a long ways away. So bend the knees, walk the feet in, so your tailbone is up over your shoulders. Take a great big inhale, lift either just the right leg for 5 breaths, then the left, or lift the right leg, keep lifting until the left knee comes, or left foot comes up off the floor. Bring the knee into the chest, flatten the back, keep pushing down, maybe straightening both legs. If you are just lifting one leg, put the right foot down, and then lift the left. Hold the low belly in. Keep pushing down. The tendency is to collapse. One more breath. And then slowly come down. Find your knees, forehead to the ground, child's pose. Take some time to really observe the effect of that last pose. whenever you're ready, downward facing dog. Leaving the standing and arm balancing sequence behind, inhale, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, float the feet forward. Halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, come high onto the toes. Exhale, sit down, finding your tailbone onto the floor. Paschimottanasana, legs straight out in front of you. Dandasana first, palms alongside your body. Move the shoulders back, find your core press through the balls of the feet. As best you can from Dandasana, keep really long line in your spine. The core muscles engaged to really elongate or telescope the waistline. If you can lift your hands up off the floor, shift the pelvis or tip the pelvis forward, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, bring the hands down on either sides of your legs. Paschimottanasana. Inhale, pull with the hands like cobra and see if you can move up out of your pelvis, and then exhale, come a little bit lower. Grab a hold of the big toes with the first two fingers and thumbs, and on your inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bending of the elbows, tuck the chin and fold. You might also want to grab the outside edges of the feet and press the thumbs into the tips of your big toes, moving the big toes away from you so the feet are encyclically. With every inhale, really elongate the spine. Imagine your sternum crawling over your thighs. And on your exhales, fold forward. Through fascial connections, there's a line called the posterior back line that directly connects everything from the forehead to the eyebrows, down the back side of your head into the neck, into the upper back, mid-back, lower back, and down into the backs of the legs. As we drop the chin, it really does help to release the backs of the legs. You feel extra restricted through the backs of the legs. I also want to massage or roll out your feet. The fascia in your feet can, again, directly affect the hamstrings. From here, take a great big inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bring your hands back alongside your hips. We'll inhale, scoop the hips forward to the top of the mat, right where we started. And then as you exhale, reach the hands out in front of you. Sitting upright now through the pelvis. Take an inhale, bring the knees into your chest for Navasana. Those of you who are comfortable here, exhale, straighten the legs. Toes are about eyebrow height. The spine is nice and straight. You are going to feel this in the hip flexors a little. See if you can also pull up and in, elongating through the waistline. Now as you exhale, we'll cross at the ankles. Bring the hands equidistant between the knees and the hips, and either from the feet, inhale, lift, rounding the back, or without the feet, lift, hold, and put yourself back down. We'll put that together a little later. Inhale, squeeze the knees. Exhale, if you can, straighten the legs. From here, we'll go into Ardha Navasana. If you need to, grab a hold of the backs of the legs, slowly roll down onto the onto the back of the pelvis. It's okay for the lower back to arch. Just make sure the core stays engaged. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, go down slow. If you need to, inhale, bend the knees to come up. Exhale, go down slow. Inhale to come up. Exhale, go down. One more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go down, hold here. Inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, stretch the left leg away from you. See how low you can bring the left heel to the floor. Stretch the right leg high. From here, if you can, inhale, keeping the front rib cage close, stretch the arms back over your head, maybe turning the palms out, fingertips to the floor. There's that handstand press. Inhale, reach the arms forward, bringing the left leg up. There's also an option to support the base of the skull here if you need to. Exhale, lower the right heel to hover. Again, pull up on the low belly. Draw the left leg and stretch the right leg out. Hold. If you want, inhale, stretch the arms back. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, coming in. Exhale, both legs up. From here, bring the hands to the base of the skull. Slowly put your head, neck, and shoulders on the floor for pelvic peels. Like you're being lifted straight up to the ceiling by your toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower rectus abdominal fibers firing. Lift the hips to hover. And then inhale, put it back down. Exhale, lift the hips to hover. It's a very subtle movement. Inhale, put it back down. It might help to cross the legs. 3 more, lift and down. 2, lift and down. Last one, lift, hold here. Lift the chest up, so now full rectus abdominals working. Reach the fingers towards the toes. We'll get the obliques involved as well. Hand over hand, climb. 10, 9, 8, the hips are still lifting. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower the legs halfway down, Ardha. Inhale, pike up, Navasana. Now as you exhale, cross the ankles. Inhale, lift, and then scoot forward onto the hands and knees. Pop up onto the toes, take an inhale. You can alternately stay in Navasana, wait for us to come back down. Otherwise, exhale if you want. Stack the tailbone up over the shoulders. Inhale, rock the pelvis forward. Exhale, pop, or exhale, press. Slowly coming back down and onto the ground, meeting nose in Navasana. From here, stretching the right leg out, bring the left leg in for shavasana. Allow the left knee and left thigh to get really heavy in the socket. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bring the fingertips onto the floor, steer the pelvis. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Allow the inhales to naturally lengthen and expand you. And then exhale, softening. Paravita Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, bring the right forearm down into the floor. And then stretch the left hand way back. Working a little bit into the QLs here, from the obliques and into the psoas. And then as you exhale, slowly reach over your head towards the right foot. Maybe grab it, maybe don't. You can also bend your right elbow for support or slide your right hand underneath towards the left knee. Take some deep breaths here. Notice how as you open, expand the left rib cage, that creates a deeper stretch. All the way back into that left hand. Maintaining the twist on the inhale, sit all the way up. And as you exhale, bending the left knee, bring it into the chest. Inhale, reach your right arm way up. And then exhale, coming across. Those of you who feel comfortable here, you can also stand on your right palm. Helps to stretch the wrist, deepening into the twist a little. Stay active through the right leg. Slowly on the inhale, release, looking forward, finding the sit bones. As you exhale, lift your right leg strong. Hold the low belly in, inhale. As you exhale, transitioning into one-legged half boat, like a Ardha. Hold here, knee to nose, nose to knee. Bring the right heel as low to the floor as you can. And inhale, if you want, stretch both arms back, there's that handstand. And then everybody together, exhale, twist your right arm as high up that left knee as you can. Hold in here. And come back to the center, inhale. As you exhale, both knees in. Inhale, rocking back up to Navasana. Either hold here or exhale, cross the ankles. Inhale, lift, scooting forward onto the toes. Forward fold. Or inhale, walk the hands forward, come back down onto the sit bones. This time left leg out, right leg in. For Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, bring the hands down. There's a slight twist to this one. Move the right knee back. Inhale, get long, and exhale, fold. And do 5 deep breaths here. 3, 5. On the inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, left forearm comes down. Inhale, stretch the right hand back. And then exhale, wrap it over your head. Grab a hold of the left foot. Actively push the left foot into the right hand to create that traction through the spine, which ultimately intensifies the stretch. And slowly on your inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. Inhale, lift the hand nice and high. Exhale, twist here. You could also use this as a transition for Ekapada Kunyasyasana, the twisted version. If you want to, standing on the left palm. Slowly look forward. Take an inhale to release. As you exhale, lift your left leg. Inhale, get long, and then as you exhale, roll down, bringing your right knee to your nose. Hold in here. Alternately, if you want, extend the arms back. Inhale. And then everybody together, exhale, twist, left elbow comes across. Hold here. Twisted shooting arrow, or Paravita Ekapada Ardhanavasana. Slowly come back to the center. Take a great big inhale, bring the left knee in. Exhale, rock yourself back up. Again, either hold Navasana or inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, drop down, inhale, lift. Imagine lifting up, coming halfway, and then pressing up into your inverted chair or press to handstand. Coming down slow, back into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float the feet back, lower slow. On your inhale, coming through upward dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Moving into our belly down back bends. Inhale, come forward, back to high plank. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself down onto the floor. Bringing the hands down onto the floor, palms lie flat. Shalambhasana. Take a great big inhale, pull length through the spine. Exhale, lift up. With every inhale, breathe length along the spine. Exhale, maybe lift a little higher. Squeezing the back line. Those of you who feel comfortable here, hover the hands up off the floor. You can also interlace the fingers. Bend the elbows, really move the shoulders back so that when you extend the arms, we're lifting and opening the chest, which is important for the bigger back bends to come. One more deep breath, lift here. Slowly exhale, come down. Take a breath, turn your face to the side. Dhanurasana or bow pose. On your inhale, bring your forehead back to the center. As you exhale, bending your knees. I like to bring the knees right together. Pull the feet out, so you're internally rotating the thighs, really exaggerating it. And then do about, a quarter of that, pull the legs back straight. Take a great big inhale. Start to kick the feet into the hands. Exhale. Imagine like you're trying to straighten the legs, and this is what will be lifting you up. Really opening up through the chest. Option to start to gaze upwards through the eyebrows to lift. Keep actively pulling into the feet. Kick the legs a little straighter, one more breath. And exhale, slowly come down. Release, this time turn your face to the opposite side. In the back bend sequence, we look at quite a few variations here. Inhale, bring your forehead back to the middle, hands underneath the shoulders. Gently press yourself up. This time we'll hold cobra. Now in cobra, really draw the chest forward, puff the chest forward, move the elbows back, think throat back, lift the chin. Option to bend the knees, touching the toes to the head for King Cobra, Raja Bhujangasana. forward. Tuck your toes under either child's pose or downward facing dog. From child's pose or downward facing dog, inhale, look between your thumbs. And as you exhale, step your right foot through, come down onto the left knee. Keep the left toes tucked. Bring the hands up onto the top of your right thigh. We'll do a little cat-cow here. On your inhale, arch the back, look up. The tailbone and the crown go back. And then as you exhale, tuck pelvis to face, face to pelvis. Inhale, look up. One more time. Exhale, dig deep into that right heel, tuck. Now, again, about a quarter of that tuck. Inhale, lift the chest, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink deeper, not by splaying into the back, but by lunging through that right leg. Again, working into the QLs a little, right forearm down, inhale, lift the left arm up, and exhale over to the left. From here, inhale, look up. As you exhale, circle your left hand back. See if you can grab the back of your left knee on the inner thigh, right palm to the front of the right knee. Option to slide that left hand all the way down for one-legged camel. Inhale, lift the right hand up. Exhale, reach back a little. One more deep breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bring the hands down onto the floor. Maybe heel toe the right foot out a little bit wider. Flattening your left foot, look over your left shoulder. Take a great big inhale, bending your left knee. Exhale, reach back, grab a hold of the left heel, pulling it in for a crescent lunge with a quad stretch. You can either keep the right hand on the floor or bring the right forearm onto the thigh. And play around with the position of your left hip, which allows you the most optimal stretch here. Our target area, of course, being the front of the left thigh and hip flexor. From here, we'll transition into Ekapada Virasana. Slide your left knee forward, moving your calf and your heel out of the way. And as you exhale, gently sit back. If this feels really awkward, internal rotation is a problem, you can try deer pose, bringing the right foot onto the top of the thigh, lifting the hip. Ultimately, we're going for a stretch on the front of your left thigh here. Otherwise, if you can, straighten the right leg out. Again, inhale, instead of tipping the pelvis forward now, we're tipping it back. Lengthen the spine, then exhale. Maybe some of you will want to drop down onto the forearms. If the forearms are good, maybe you want to find all the way down onto your back. You know, really suss it out here. If that still doesn't do the trick, bend up the right knee. Take a great big inhale, check it out. If you still want more, exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. It's okay if the left knee lifts a little off the floor. Make sure you don't feel any pain to the left knee. There's several really fun back bends we could go into from here. Save that for the back bend sequence. Take an inhale from wherever you are, slowly coming up. As you exhale, reach the right leg nice and high. A fun little transition with an arm balance, Ekapada Bakasana. So inhale, bend the right knee into the chest. Exhale, wrap the right arm around. So you can bend the right elbow first, creating that shelf for the right knee onto the right armpit. Now up onto the ball of the left foot. Curl the right heel into the back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, look between the thumbs. Exhale, step the left foot through. Come down onto the right knee, tuck the right toes under. So it's not that deep of a lunge just yet. Inhale, come up, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, round the back, pelvis to face, face to pelvis. Very subtle movement here. Inhale, arching the back, look up to make it a little bit more movement. Exhale, tucking the tail, round. One more time, inhale, looking up. Exhale, tuck the tail, find that right psoas. And then inhale, stretch the hands nice and high. Exhale, dig deep through that left heel, pull yourself into the lunge. Take the left forearm onto the left thigh. Inhale, stretch the right arm up into the QLs. A little exhale over to the left. Either stay here, or if you want, inhale. You need to wrap that right hand behind your back, crawling it down the right leg. Grasp the thumb on outside, fingertips on inside. Push into the left thigh with the left hand. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, drop back. Inhale, stretch the left hand high. Exhale, go back a little deeper. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, take the hands to the floor. Flattening your right foot. Maybe give yourself a little bit more room. Heel toe the left foot off to the side. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, gaze over your shoulder. Bend your back right knee. Grab a hold of the foot or the ankle and pull it in for a nice quad and psoas stretch. Take one more breath. Slowly release. Draw the right knee in. Again, move the right calf and heel out of the way, sitting back into Ekapada, or again, you can find your pose if you prefer. From here, inhale, lean back, start to lift the chest up. If that feels good, exhale, slowly go down onto the forearms, or maybe come all the way down onto the back. From here, if you still want more, bending that left knee up, slowly draw it into your chest. To come out nice and slow, inhale all the way up. Exhale, sitting nice and tall. Inhale, bending the left knee, bring it into your chest. Either hang out here, or exhale, reach the fingertips forward, lift the left leg. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, come forward. Bring the knee up into the armpit, lifting the right leg up and back. Slowly transitioning. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest up and through. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look to your hands. Inhale, come forward onto your knees. Inversions. Move the flesh from the back of the lower legs out of the way. You can take your knees a little bit wider if you prefer, so play around again with the positioning. Sit up nice and tall again, leaning back. You're going for that stretch into the front of the thighs and the hips. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, taking it back onto the elbows. If that feels good, you can lie all the way back. Or Supine. Some of you may also still be sitting upright, just with a block underneath your sit bones for Virasana. Slowly on your inhale, coming all the way up. As you exhale, release. Keep taking a child's pose. Forward and listen. Slowly on your inhale, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, preparing for Inversions, Camel pose. So standing up onto your knees. You can either have the feet flat or the toes tucked under. Take the hands like you're sliding your hands in your back pocket. And what this allows us to do is really open up the chest. So the upper spine doesn't really bend back. We've got ribs in the way. But what we can do is really get the elbows back, the chest open. The second part is really elongating the waist, so engaging the core, and then finally tip the pelvis forward, pull the throat back, lift the chin. If that feels good, stretch the hands down, or Ustrasana or Camel. There are many variations to go to from here. You could also try Kapotasana, bringing the hands to the chest. Slowly working your way back. I like to save that for my backbends events. Whenever you're ready, slowly come up, inhale. As you exhale again, releasing the back in child's pose. Or maybe you feel it's appropriate to go right into Vinyasa. Choose your medicine. And remember, one person's medicine is another person's poison. exhale, bring the right leg through. Ekapada Kapotasana, one-legged pigeon. On your inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, allow yourself to fold forward. Finding your forearms or your head resting onto the floor. You may also like to walk the hands way forward, bringing the forehead down, hinging at the elbows. This allows us to open up into the lats, open into the pecs and triceps a little bit. Stay here for as long as you'd like, or inhale, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. As you exhale, pull the low belly up and then start to crawl your hands back. So now the gluteal fibers actually have to turn on to support you here. You can look over your left shoulder. Inhale, bend your back left knee. Exhale, turn your left toes out, reach back to grab the inside of the foot. Do a little bit of a chest opener here. You can either stay here, or if you want, your back is probably really primed for another back bend. Move slowly on the inhale, pull your left heel in. As you exhale, rotate up. Draw the elbow in, shoulder blade down your back. Inhale, stretch the right hand up. Exhale, reach back. Come out slow, inhale. Exhale, release. Bring the hands to the floor, bow down. Tuck your left toes under, scoop your left knee in just a little. Continue to lift your left hip up, gluing the outside edge of your right foot onto the floor. See if you can twist your right hip back. Some of you may need to, again, roll that left foot a little bit closer to the top of the mat to feel the stretch here in Naichida. Take a breath here. Inhale, gaze forward to your thumbs. As you exhale, pop the left knee behind the right knee, transitioning into Gomukhasana, or cow face, or often called shoelace stretch. You can either pull the heels back, or if you wanted more of a stretch, you can bring the shins parallel to the top of the mat. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, and exhale, fold. If you wanted to add the shoulder bit, take a very big inhale, stretch the left arm up nice and high. Exhale, bend the left elbow. Reach the right hand up the back, clasp the fingers. Inhale, and as you exhale, fold. Squeezing your thighs just a little. Stretch the upper thighs. From here on the inhale, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, bring the hands beside your hips. Slide your right ankle back to the top of your left knee. Finding yourself in Agnisambhasana, fire log pose. Again, use your hands, see if you can guide the pelvis forward so you're not folding forward from here. Sit upright, inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly fold. Maybe bring the hands on the front knee. Bringing that nice stretch into the right hip. Anytime you can think of it on the inhale, think of drawing the chest over top of the right shin, and exhale, drop the chin. Be working that right hip now. On the inhale, come all the way up. Now as you exhale, lean back a little. Grab a hold of the outside edge of your right knee. This just protects the knee. And then as we exhale, we lift the right leg up with the left hand. You can either rock it here. This is called rock a baby pose. And so the idea is if I'm holding my knee, I'm moving from that right hip socket. Alternately, you can take the right foot, stand on the left bicep, and again rock. Just a little bit massaging on that hip. You can either stay here or inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, wrap the right arm underneath, the shoulder underneath. Again, grab the outside of the right foot with the left hand. Press the right palm onto the floor. Some of you may want to straighten out that right leg. Maybe even wrapping the right leg behind the head. One more breath wherever you find yourself. From here, inhale, making sure that knee stays as high up on the shoulder as you can. Take a great big inhale, lift the left leg for Ashtamakrasana. Exhale, cross the left ankle over the right. Inhale, squeeze the thighs, lift here, hold so you're strong in the inner thigh. Maybe dropping down a little. Inhale, press up into the straight arm version so you can shoot your left leg straight back. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Come back onto your mat. Same thing, other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, draw the left knee front and down onto the right. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly fold forward. Allow your left femur or your thigh bone to get really heavy. Allow the floor to give your body the feedback that you are supported. The back bend here, you can try stretching the arms out, bending in the elbows to open up there. Another nice version is to take the right arm, slide it underneath the left arm, stretching into the back of the right shoulder. From here on the inhale, bring the left hand underneath your face, gently press yourself up. As you exhale, look over your right shoulder, bend your right knee. Turn the right toes out. Grab the inside edge of your foot. So the thumb comes to the inside of the ankle ball. It's almost like your foot's in a warrior two stance. And then from here, pull back. Imagine like you're trying to straighten your right leg and you'll start to feel a stretching sensation through the front of the left chest. That's one of the main components of that back bend, is to get that chest open and the shoulder blade back. When you feel like the stress has loosened up, the stretch has loosened up a little, bend that right knee, pull it in. Lift the right elbow up. So my chest stays upright and forward. The waist stays cinched, either stay here or inhale, lift the left hand up. Exhale, grab for the right foot with the left hand. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, drop up. Inhale, head up. Exhale, slowly release, neutralize the back. Let's continue to work on those hips. Inhale, press the chest up. Exhale, scoot the right knee a little bit closer. Tuck the right toes under, leave the left pinky toe behind for a funky IT band stretch. I'm going to play around with this one. Really twist that left hip back. Stretch that left foot forward. Taking it into Gomukhasana, inhale, look to the hand. Exhale, scoot the right knee behind the left. Dropping down into it. I told you this pose has a little bit of everything. This sequence has a little bit of everything there. Inhale, sit yourself up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. Or if you'd like to take the arm variation, inhale, right arm goes up. Exhale, bend the right elbow, force it behind the back. Inhale, clasp the left hand your thigh going around in that hip socket. And notice where your range is and sort of distinct points. So tension. But also feel for those compression points of bone on bone. And see if you can manipulate the angle of your leg in such a way that it allows you to move around in compression points. If you feel good here, inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, slide it underneath the left knee. Work to move your left knee way back to the left shoulder, plant the left palm. Grab the outside edge of the left foot and then straighten the leg. So you'll notice the tendency is to inward rotate the shoulder here. Move the shoulder back. As far as wrapping the leg behind the head, Ekapada, shavasana. Eventually when you do it, it should just be a straight shot pulling the leg over. So there's not a lot of maneuvering with it. From here we'll do Ashtrakarasana, crazy eights. You want to curl the left heel to your bum. Inhale, lift your right leg. The legs are very active here. Exhale, cross it over, squeeze the inner thighs like crazy. The tendency is to get lazy through the legs here, get really strong. For the transition, lift up, take your leg back. Your Kundinyasana, slowly step back. Inhale through your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, look to your hands, step the heel of the feet forward. Exhale, sitting down onto your belly. Slowly make your way to a lying position. Taking a moment here in shavasana, closing the eyes. Observing the sensations you feel, notice the shifting in your body. And coming back to your intentions. Are we still in alignment? Bending the knees, slowly creep the feet as close to your buttocks as you can. For Setu Bandha, bring the hands alongside the body. The back should be nice and warm. Or another wave of back bends. Third wave. Take a great big inhale, tilt the pelvis slightly, and as you exhale, squeeze the buttocks, but not overtone. Squeeze the buttocks, dig down into the heels, but also push into the base of the big toes. Interlace the fingers, move or work to wrap the shoulders underneath you. Take a breath here. And then slowly release, come onto your toes, roll yourself down. Second set, again, inhale, push down into the feet, lift the hips. Take whichever, you can take that same variation, or if you like, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bending at the elbows, bringing the palms underneath the shoulders. Take a great big inhale, pushing up onto the crown of the head. Plug the arms in, squeeze the elbows together as best you can, and then inhale, straighten the legs. And pushing down into the base of your big toes. Press down into the palms. Imagine sliding the hands apart to create a little bit more space for your chest to come through. Keep the waist cinched, but tipping the pelvis towards the ceiling. Come up onto your toes. Slowly roll yourself down, nice and easy. Here we'll extend the legs straight out in front of you. Taking a breath. Inhale, hug your right knee into your chest. As you exhale, grab a hold of the back of your right calf or your right big toe. Nice single leg stretch, Supine. With your inhale, press up through your heel, and as you exhale, softly draw the leg towards your face. A nice release for the back. You can either grab a hold at the outside of your right foot with your left hand, or the outside of your knee with the left hand. Exhale, right shoulder, elbow, and palm to the floor as you come into recline twist. Gently bringing your right knee over to the left. The closer and closer we move to the floor, we find more and more support of the body. Start to flip center gently, hugging your right knee into your chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, allow your right leg to lie onto the floor. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Hug the knee in nice and gently. As you exhale, grab a hold of your left big toe, slowly working the left leg straight as you like. Creating a nice hamstring stretch, but also that release of the entire back line of the body, so the low back. Watch the neck and the neck long onto the floor. And again, exhale, either keeping the left leg straight or bending the knee. Gently drag that left knee across your body. A nice recline twist. Maybe even closing the eyes here. Allow the left leg to float down onto the floor. Preparing for Sarvangasana or shoulder stand or posing sequence. Bending up your knees. Take a great big inhale, draw the knees into the chest. As you exhale, hands alongside your body, rock your knees, hips, and pelvis over your face and support the low back. You can extend the legs back over you for pelvic positioning. Work to draw the hands as far up the shoulders as you can. And then whenever you're ready, straightening one leg and then the other upwards. Working into our inverted postures, which affect the circulatory system as well as the nervous system. So again, really honing in on that rest and digest cycle of the body as we start to turn things down. Taking the legs back, either one at a time, or slowly going down. Shavasana or cloud. And pushing down into the toes a little to lift the hips a little higher. You feel congested to breathe, and expanding the ribs into your hands. Coming all the way back up, inhale. As you exhale, releasing the low back, slowly roll yourself down, one vertebrae at a time. Allow the legs to slowly come down. From here, coming up onto your elbows. People like to interlace the fingers underneath the mat to keep the elbows really wide. Romansyasana or fish pose. Inhale, move the chest forward, and exhale, drop the head neck back. Reaching through the feet, stretching through the front of the throat. And slowly lift the chin, and pressing up onto the palms to come up. As you exhale, crossing at the ankles, coming forward onto the hands and knees for Shirshasana. Do this against the wall too, if you choose. Interlacing the fingers, making a little cup for the back of the head. Send the palms down. Working, squeezing those elbows together. Start pressing the forearms down, working to squeeze the elbows together. Inhale, tuck your toes under, and step your feet in as close as you can. Bend just one knee, bring it into your chest, and work on tipping the tailbone back. And then slowly curl the other heel up as well. Holding here so that at any time if you need to come down, you just simply put your foot back on the ground. When you get good here, we slowly work to straighten the legs. 1. So again, if you need to, you come down. And then 2. I like to come into the poses very slowly, so we're not somersaulting out of them, but rather we're very mindful and intuitive And intuitively the body knows if you're going to fall, to put your feet back down. But when we get really stressed out, we get afraid, we panic, make really unintelligent decisions. Not based on the feedback we're getting in the moment, but based on our fear of looking a certain way. Whenever you're ready, one leg at a time, slowly come down. Feet onto the floor, taking a child's pose. Gaze into the third eye space, close the eyes. You can notice the effects of the pose. Whenever you're ready, slowly coming up, keeping the eyes closed, finding yourself in your Padmasana, so the lotus, or Sukhasana. Bringing the hands to rest down onto the knees. Again, take the pelvis slightly forward, really honoring that curve of the lumbar. Up subtly on the pelvic floor, firming up the lower belly as you drop From here, you can take the hands and clasp them behind the back, so grab them for your elbows, but also grab your toes if that was accessible. And then as you exhale, fold forward. If that brings any discomfort or strain to the back or the knees or hips, you could also allow the hands to come to the floor. We call this the seal of the practice. When we fold forward and we go internally into our body. And then into that lens of the microscope. And forward fold also rinse the digestive system. Bring the hands onto the knees slowly on your inhale, sitting up. Again, feeling the effects of the pose. Keeping your eyes closed, nice and steady. Allow yourself to lie down onto your back for your final resting pose, shavasana, the pose of the corpse. This is the pose where all of the effects of the work we did in the practice can be assimilated into the body. And just like trying to communicate to somebody in a noisy bar, if we're always going, and there's so much going on in the body, then it becomes really difficult for the internal communication, the way your body speaks to itself. The muscles telling the chemical system, your blood, your circulation, what materials they need to repair, to refuel. The blood telling your lungs what it needs. The brain communicating. So the idea now is to turn the volume completely down in the body. The more relaxed we get, and quieter we become, the more effective this rest and digest cycle is. Allow the breath to let go. Bring your awareness to all those places in your body that are in direct contact with the floor. Allow the floor to give your body the feedback. You are supported. I got you here. Let go. Stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, slowly bring movement back to your fingers and your toes. Maybe releasing your neck. And gratitude for this practice, this process, yourself, this life. Namaste.